All right, welcome everybody. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to upload observations to iNaturalist using your mobile device. Now, I'm using a Samsung right now, and while the mobile app is going to be very similar across different brands, it may look a little bit different to you if you're using an iPhone, so just be aware of that. So first things first, we go to the iNaturalist app, and then if you're already logged into iNaturalist and you've gone into this app before, then this is the screen that you're going to be taken to. It'll be a list of all your different observations that you've made. You can get into a bit of a dashboard if you click on this, and it'll let you explore observations, look at different projects, that sort of thing. Now, the iNaturalist mobile app is not really designed with all the functionality that you can get using the desktop. So if you're interested in really exploring existing observations, making identifications to other people's things, and just generally interacting with the iNaturalist community overall, I'd recommend spending most of your time on the desktop. I really only use the mobile app to upload observations as I'm taking them in the field. So here's how you do that. So at the bottom right corner is a little plus button. You click on that and you can choose to take a photo in the moment, or you can choose an image that's already on your phone to be able to create an observation from. So I'm going to do take photo, and that'll bring me right to my camera, and I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of this bud that we have. And you want to get it nice and crystal clear if you can, totally in focus, not too overexposed or underexposed. But once you take that picture, that will be the basis of your observations. So I'm going to hit OK. And now it's going to ask me some information about this species. So I'm going to hit what did you see? And it's going to make some suggestions about what this could be. Amazingly, this was indeed a Norway maple. But if I didn't know what this was, but I knew it was a tree, I can type in tree, and it'll tell me that I can put this into the plant kingdom. I happen to know it's a maple, and so if I type in maple, it will allow me to choose the maple family or the maple genus. I happen to know this is Norway maple, so I'm going to go ahead and click Norway maple, and you'll see that now Norway maple shows up with the scientific name underneath it and a little picture. When you see this, that means that iNaturalist has connected your observation to an actual species in its database. So again, just like the desktop app, you never want to just randomly guess at what it is based on looking at your observation and then looking at the picture next to this. What you want to be identifying observations to your own comfort level. So if you know it's a plant but you don't know any more than that, then great, call it a plant. If you know it's a maple but not a sugar maple or a Norway maple, great, then just call it a maple. So use these suggestions to help refine, but never just randomly pick from this list based on what your gut tells you. Okay, so Norway maple is in there. iNaturalist has already grabbed the date and the time off of my phone to attach to the observation. And you want to make sure your location is always on your phone when you're using iNaturalist, because that way when you create an observation, iNaturalist can take the latitude and longitude of your position so that you don't have to go and deal with zooming in on the map or anything like that. If this species is from your garden or is a street tree or is some otherwise not wild, you want to make sure that you check this box here to show that it's captive or cultivated. That's really important. And then here, location visibility, you can choose whether or not you want to have this location open, obscured, or private. Now, I always recommend having your location open because that allows biologists and naturalists and anybody in the system to be able to have a really clear understanding of where you saw what you saw. However, if you took this picture in your backyard and you're not excited about having GPS location of your backyard posted, that's totally understandable. You can just click obscured, and that way the observation latitude and longitude, it will be stored with the observation, but users of iNaturalist will not be able to see that. All they'll be able to see is that the observation took place somewhere in the town of Montpelier, say, and not right in your own backyard. Private location means that you're the only one that'll ever be able to see that. And private is not really useful information to anybody, so I would recommend just not using private at all. I'm going to leave my location visibility open, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit the check mark here. And now iNaturalist, you'll see, is loading this observation. And there we go. Now this observation of this Norway maple is up in the iNaturalist database. Now let's say I've already taken a picture on my phone and I want to add it to iNaturalist that way. I can click the little plus button and I can go choose an image from my phone, and this will open up my albums, and I can go and click on a picture that I've already taken. And from here, the system is the same. This is a dusky salamander, northern dusky salamander. And again, if you don't know what it is, that is totally fine. Just put in salamander or put in amphibian and go with that. And you can let the iNaturalist community identify it further. Again, this picture already had the date and time stamped into it, but not the location, because my location was off at the time I took the picture. So I'm going to then click on location, and I'm now going to have to use my fingers to move the map around. To zoom in, I can type in here if I need some help. I can do Berlin. Oops, I can do Berlin, Vermont, and that'll help zoom me in a little bit closer. And then this target in the middle is your location and the accuracy around it. So just zoom the map in and out until that target lines up with the general level of accuracy of where this observation was. So for instance, I know that this salamander was seen somewhere along this road, but I can't remember if it was up here or down there. And so I'm just going to zoom out until the accuracy, until the outer ring of this little target encompasses the entirety of where that species might have been seen. And then you just click the check mark. Now the latitude, longitude has been put in there, and that observation is ready to go. I'll hit check. And there we have it. So that's all there is to uploading observations to iNaturalist using your mobile device. Thanks.